Hi, my name's Ash. I am a longtime, lifetime D&D player and DM. I also have experience in the actual play space with Dungeons & Dragons, but more importantly, I am here with George. And George, you are the creator of the Table of Adventure. And I have a lot of questions for you today. First of all, thank you for being here. Happy to be in this wonderful home with you.
Welcome to my home.
And I would love to hear more about you and why we're here and what we're talking about today.
Absolutely.
You've spent 20 years creating some, you're like, okay, put a number on it. Creating some of the most iconic in-house, in-home recreation products. And you're now moving towards making the Table of Adventure with Dungeons & Dragons. Tell me a little bit about that and that process.
Well, number one, thanks for dating me. I was trying to keep that sort of off the record, but yes, it's almost been about 20 years in-home recreation, and when Dungeons & Dragons actually approached us 2 years ago, we were just minding our business, making poker tables and game tables, and when they asked about starting the ideation for maybe a D&D table, I kind of knew that, well, this is something very different and we have to look at it very differently. So really, what is it? What we created with the Table of Adventure is the official table for storytelling, right? And I knew that it couldn't just be another game table with a D&D logo on it. That just wouldn't fly, and it's also not really my style.
Yeah.
So we went to the drawing boards. Okay, well, what is this table? What should it do? Right? It should do two things, in my opinion. Number one is when everyone gathers around and they're about to play, there needs to be a big wow moment, right? They're like, wow, this is really cool. I'm really excited to sit at the table.
Oh yeah.
And then once the story starts, the action starts, the table should actually fall away. It should not overtake the story, right? So that means you have to really think in detail on what the creature comforts of all the players and the DM must be. So it's all right there, so it doesn't take you out of the adventure and the story that you're in.
Yeah. I mean, I just getting the opportunity to, like, when I stepped on to the set and like just stepped up to the table, I was like, hold on a second. This is really exciting. It really makes you like immediately, one, want to play the game, and two, you feel immersed pretty immediately just stepping up to the table. So hats off to you, sir.
Well, that was the reaction that we were hoping to get.
So D&D's been around for 50 plus years. What's the importance of a table? I know I have my thoughts on this, but what is the importance of having an actual table to sit around and play the game at?
Well, I think one of the magical things about D&D, it's really taps into that human element of connection, right? And you mentioned during COVID, a lot of people started or progressed their D&D journey, and I think really what that is that face-to-face connection, storytelling, that alignment that you don't really get. Yes, the world's more connected, but is it really? Because it's usually digital connections and a lot of things going on, but the ability to sit around a table, tell a story, and then just kind of riff off and kind of get into the world, you can't really find that anywhere else.
Right, and there's like the tactile element of like getting to roll dice and be at a physical table. Like, I played so many games online, and which is always great and fun. It's still fun, but there's nothing that beats being like sitting next to your players, being at the table with your party. It's like no other game out there.
Yeah, I think it really touches to the deep like social human connectedness. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, right? You sit around and you're telling stories and you're kind of building off of that. You can't really beat that.
Yeah. So I've gotten the opportunity to play a little bit on this, and I want more. I want to play more on the table. But I've gotten to use the DM Stronghold, which is so amazing. All the little details that are behind the screen, so to speak. What went into creating that?
Well, obviously, because this is a D&D product, the DM Stronghold, the command center of the DM, got so much scrutiny. We had to make sure that it was just the right command center for a DM. Everything that went into details such as just the size, right? Can it fit all the resources that you need behind it? Magnetic connections, the magnetic acrylic sheet holders,
Right.
the initiative trackers, and even down to whether the cup holder is on the right side or the left side for our left-handed DMs. There was so much thought into all of it to make sure that it just fit well. And then what we did was we tied it together with a gold inlay filigree that really brings it and creates essentially a throne for the DM. That's what we were going.
Oh yeah, I
don't know, did you get that?
Yeah, I felt that way. First it was the cup holders, but I was like, there are 2 places for my beverages. This is great. But then also like the dice tower. You even have like a tower where you can hide like secret minis. I felt very powerful. I already feel pretty powerful when I DM, but getting to be able to be behind that screen is pretty exciting. But there's also so many elements on this table that I feel like we need to talk about. Like there's all these different like trays for snacks. There's a place where you can charge your iPad, which my iPad always dies whenever I'm playing or DMing. So this is just how did you come up with all of these little details to put into this table?
Well, one thing is, and I talked about it a little earlier, is the table can't overpower the story. So when you're in the story, we have to make sure that you don't get out of the world. Yeah. So everything has to be there, from if you need to store some snacks, or if you have electronics or an accessories that is running light, short on batteries. You're going to need to address all of that stuff. All of that thought process, and we're so lucky to be able to get to work hand in hand with the experts at Dungeons & Dragons to identify all of these little touch points, right, to build something that hopefully falls away once the story starts.
Yeah, totally. And then what's amazing is whenever you're done, whenever you can put everything into the table, and then it becomes a dining room table, which I didn't know it did. I came in and I was like, first of all, I was like, I need 2 of them. I don't know where they're gonna go in my house, but I need 2 of them. And then I was like, I'll eat on my playmat. Like, that's okay. I'll do that. But
you don't need to. No.
I don't have to do that.
Yo.
Let's thought of that.
Yeah, exactly. So having such an experience in home recreation, we also know we spent a lot of time thinking about the storytelling aspect, the play aspect, but we also knew that it had to be very, very easy to live with, right? So you guys tested it out. You guys were able to break it down and set it up under 2 minutes or less. And when you have it in dining configuration, it's elegant and it's inconspicuous. That's the biggest thing, right? The only hint that this is a D&D product, or there's something actually hidden underneath, is a very slight D&D red trim.
Yeah.
Right, and it kind of like suggests that there might be something there, so it's kind of like the idea was hidden in plain sight.
Right, I love it. Last thing I'll wrap up with is, there's so many elements. I've seen this thing transform in under 2 minutes, like the way that everything goes in and out, and there's so many different things you can do with it. What is that transformation, like that, all of these things coming together, what does that mean to you, and how does that manifest for you?
Yeah, I mean, what we set out to do was build the official table for storytelling, right? And what my hope is that with this product, the trials and the triumphs that all the players go through around the table just ends up building friendships and strengthening bonds, and that is human connectedness, and that is the table of adventure.
Absolutely. I mean, just getting to experience it, being a part of this, and getting to be around it for just a couple of days, like I've already made with everyone who's been here, I've already made connections with, and we're not even playing a full game. So the last question I have to you is, when am I coming over and when are we playing on the table?
We'll set it up for next week.
Next week? The session next week. Okay.
We got it.
All right, we'll have to fight the big bad boss of the scheduling conflicts, but I'll hope to see you there.
Let's do it.